So, do any of you remember those old Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? The ones that were just put out on DVD a few years ago? Well, I hear there's one that was unreleased, even the most avid classic Disney fans. Well, according to sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop, like the Flintstones, of Mickey walking past 6 buildings that goes on for 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in though, the song on this cartoon was not a song at all, just a constant banging on a piano, as if the keys, for a minute or a half, before going to white noise for the remainder of the film. It wasn't the jolly old Mickey we've come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing, he wasn't even smiling, just kind of walking as if you or I were walking, with a normal facial expression, but for some reason his head was tilting side to side as if he had this small look on his face. Up until a year or 2 ago, everyone believed that after it cut to black, that was it. When Leonard Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put in a complete series, he decided it was too junk to be on the DVD, but wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was a creation of Walt. When he had digitalized this version up to his computer to look at the file, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source emailed to me in full. He's a personal assistant of one of the higher executives at Disney, and an acquaintance of Mr. Maltin himself. After it cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute, before going back into Mickey walking. The sound was different this time. It was a murmur. It wasn't a language, but more like a gurgled cry. As the noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute, the picture began to get weird. The sidewalk started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey's walking, and the small face of the mouse was slowly curling into a smirk. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream, the kind of scream that's painful to listen to, and the picture was getting more obscure. Things were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart. His eyes rolled onto the bottom of his chin like 2 marbles in a fishbowl, and his curled smile was pointing upward on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble floating in midair, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in warped directions, a few seeming inconceivable with what we as humans know about direction. Mr. Maltin got disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything happening up until the last second, and afterward immediately store the disc on the cartoon in the vault. This distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in, and then it abruptly cuts out to Mickey's face at the credits of the end of every video with what sounded like a broken music box playing in the background. This happened for about 30 seconds, and whatever was in the remaining 30 seconds, I haven't been able to get a sliver of information about. From a security guard working under me who was making rounds outside that room, I was told that after the last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with pale-skinned eyes saying, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before speedily taking the guard's pistol and offing himself on the spot. The thing that I could get out of Leonard Maltin was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, "The sides of hell bring its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it, but there's been dozens of attempts at getting the file on rapid share by employees inside of the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated of their jobs. Whether it got online or not, it's up for debate, but if rumors serve me right, it's online somewhere under Suicidemouse.avi. If you ever find a copy of the film, I want you to never view it and to contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When a Disney death is covered up as well as this, it means this thing has to be something huge. Get back at me. TR. I've yet to find a copy of this, but it's out there. I know it.